I'm Thea, and I talk about topics. Today's topic is school. School is a weird topic as most people have vastly different opinions on it. Some loved it, hated it, or liked some parts and not others. But I'm going to talk about my school experience, so let's begin. Kindergarten, for people who don't know, is basically a preschool. Wait, no, it is a preschool. Parents send like 3 to 5 year olds to learn basic stuff for school. It's basically babysitting, but with the benefit of being able to learn how to finger paint. I don't know if I was the only one, but every time we'd eat for lunch, sand always got in the food. And while I can't remember much of kindergarten, I do remember dropping out. Yeah, I actually dropped out of kindergarten. And before you ask, no, it wasn't because it was too hard. I was just lonely and threw tantrums, and eventually my parents took me out. Thea 1, school 0. Primary school is grades 1 through 6. And I can't remember much, but I met Fruit and someone else we'll call Top Hat. Now I forgot to mention that years L, 1 and 2 are separated from 3, 4, 5 and 6. And when I was into year 3, I was given the choice which classes, as my family had wanted me to get into a specific teacher's class, but I got selected into another's. At this point in time, I was kind of friends with everyone, even the sporty/popular kids, so I was full of potential. I'm gonna be honest, I low-key got guilt-tripped by that teacher to stay in her class. Why did they even let me decide at all? Who knows, but I feel that moment in my life was like a butterfly effect. If I had switched classes, none of the following would have happened, and you wouldn't be watching this video, but here we both are. Do I wish I had changed classes? I can't say. I made my choices, ergo I have to stand by them. I can't see into these alternate paths, so who knows, maybe it's better here. In this class I met Note. And Note hit it off with Top Hat and we became a cool friend group. There were also a bunch of kids that also hung around us, most from my class. Fruit left schools and I don't know where they are now. Top Hat and I would constantly argue and have breaks of not talking to one another. None were very long until a big one ended and I was sitting alone at breaks. To Note's credit, she would sit with me at recess, but it would eventually sit back with Top Hat's group at lunch, which is fair and I appreciated it. Top Hat would constantly hide notes that had my initials on them. These notes would say mean things and insinuate stuff. He was literally caught by Note doing this. He would also pretend he had a twin and blame stuff on them. When I was in year 6, we had an end of year ceremony and we got to take pictures with our friends to be put on a wall in the ceremony hall. Guess he didn't get a photo. Yeah. Surely high school couldn't be that bad. High school was so much worse, already established friend groups, and Note had gone to a different school. Who went to my high school? Top Hat, and he was one of the popular kids. Going into high school, I at least had a close childhood friend at an industry plant to sit with. That lasted a week. My close childhood friend, mom who knew her mom, hung out with Top Hat, which was fine, and an industry plant, which is just a girl my older sis knew, and eventually she found her own friend group. There was a point in time when I was friends with Top Hat again, but then Top Hat and childhood friend pretended that Top Hat got hacked on Roblox, and then just being really rude to me. And then eventually I was out of the group again. Then COVID hit twice, and it was heaven for me. I didn't have to sit alone, and I could do whatever I wanted, except schoolwork, lol. Then year 9 was filled with me sitting alone again. Year 10 I met Beat, and we were close up until I went on a 2-week holiday and came back to find Beat integrated in Top Hat's group, which was fine, but eventually we just naturally grew apart. I did sit near the group, but I gradually moved away until I sat on a bench in year 11. Then I met Darrow in Trenchcoat, but I also met someone else. Let me set the scene. Setting, math class, Thea. Hey, do you want to play Uno? Endurian. Okay. 6 games later, tie, Endurian. I don't want to play Uno anymore. That's right, give it up for Endurian. Then I invited him to sit with us at lunch and the rest is history. One time at lunch, Darrow was talking about some game with can tabs. He mentioned that the way you pull it off meant different things. Here's a pic if I can find it. And without skipping a beat, Endurian pulls the tab perfectly to the one that meant X and showed it to Darrow. Hilarity ensued. Darrow in Trenchcoat also tried to vote Endurian off the group Among Us style, but I advocated for him in his favor. I lost respect for both Darrow and Trenchcoat that day. Then Darrow left school, and before he left, at work he told me, go watch this video, you'll get it. He told me that he didn't like Trenchcoat, insinuating he wanted him gone. At that point, I just smiled and waved. But yeah, my experience with school was definitely negative, and I haven't even gotten to the actual subjects or teachers yet. I guess that'll be a story for another time, because the longer the script, the more picks I have to make. See ya!